Right, okay, so the long-awaited episode, the grand finale, it's finally come to a head. So 11 months in the making, it will be 12 when it's completely furnished. But what a journey. I'm absolutely so proud of everyone who's helped along the way, so proud of myself. And yeah, so I'm going to take you on a walk-through tour of my Anglesey property development, title split, major renovations, full refurbishment, and yeah, so here we are at the beginning, first day getting the keys. We drove down with the family, my daughter and my wife, and yeah, checking out the property. As you can see, it was one originally. And at the very beginning, it was two separate houses, so it was 1-2, and it came with this cool outbuilding, cow shed, garage. And yeah, as we started to go through, started to ripping everything out, and I literally piled everything out of both houses into two. We literally managed to fill one large skip, and I'm even surprised that they took it. And inside, it was just hell on earth for quite a few months. Shoveling, yep, you know it. And it was quite difficult. It's quite cold, working through the winter, but proud as punch. Super happy to get this project underway, as it had took a year, in fact, just before we got the keys. Here we have Dave working on the dormers. It was not one of his favourite jobs. That was bitterly cold. It's so windy in Brinchenkin. It comes off the Irish Sea and it just batters you. But yeah, work in progress, all coming together at the front. So here we have the opening of number 2, the original opening, and you can see above where the old lintel went across the staggered, it was actually brickwork. So that scaffolding came in really handy. That was close to £1,000 purchase, but that paid dividends. This, in fact, was like this in this state for some time because it was so cold going back and forth. Work was quite slow. And here we have the original outbuilding, how it looked before. It's actually amazing, the glow up. Here it is with the doors and windows installed. The original Semtex roof sheets, which everyone thought was asbestos but wasn't. Yeah, super proud, so cool. That trolley that I found there came in mega handy because carrying all that block all the way through the back was difficult. So new windows put in, doors put in, tight so it's not too cold and drafty. Starting to get the first layer of paint on. Dave did a great job rendering in the existing matching lintels. And then the metal roof box profile roofing got put on. And it's all starting to come together. First dab of rendering, and then the second smooth one, we went for like a brushed finish, which is very in keeping with the area. And then the paint, so lively lilac was the colour, and it's quite bright, but it did settle down after it aged after a few days to blue, Muse blue, I think it was, and I can't quite remember what the turquoise was. Something turquoise, but yeah, I really like these. I've seen other examples of the full street done and they look great. So here we have the window light Velux installed. That let loads more light in. All electric, hooked up, looking super cool. Loving the outside half lantern lights. The name plaques are on there. It's such a relief having electric after we'd gone without it for so long. Money has been a big factor in this job, and a lot of jobs have gone in reverse order just for the main factor of what can we pay for this week, how much have we got, and balancing the books for the best part of 9 months has been most of this stress. But wow, what a glow up. So Dave did the cut down the middle to separate the houses, and this is Gwen's house, my mother's house. And yeah, really like the name plaques. So this is a before picture of the front of number 1. You can see to the left there where the opening wasn't building regs compliant because I hit my head on that so hard so many times. And this is one hell of a glow up. Super cool. We've got the 8 spotlights in. Believe it or not, there was £1 each on eBay. Super cheap. Green theme inside and outside. And weirdly enough, when I'm looking at this and I'm watching it back, it's actually the same coloured green as it was before. So check that out for a 60s kitchen. By God, there was some rot in there. But we've actually kept the same colours, which is crazy. Now, this kitchen is from Wix. It's the Orlando kitchen. There was roughly about £1,000 each, units-wise, including the tiles and the worktops. We've gone for like a laminate block worktop. Found that cookie jar on at the car boot for £1. This is the fireplace I uncovered. Really happy with that and how it's turned out. So we're going to have like a TV on the wall. That old slate lintel is so bloody cool. Really impressed. So we're going to get heat taps installed, log burners in each one, which will be a mega selling point for the houses in winter. And this is the jewel of the house. This is my mother's tapestry that she did. It was up in our house for some time, but it is better suited there. It really is in keeping with the cottage, and I just love it. Very proud of my mum for that one. This is a before. Those old sash windows there, those like fishing ones, we've saved them. We're going to reuse them, put pictures in them. And this is the before, so we had to reinforce all those joists with noggins, 3x2 C24 timber, all strengthened because it was bouncing quite a bit. Dave and his quirky designs, he loves his joinery. He's done a breakfast bar table. We've got the slate lintels over the top with a window seat. And that long one there is called a chaise longue. It's a French seat, and I guarantee it's the only one in Anglesey. So spotlights, roof lanterns, skylights, and that glass was actually picked up. It was like £25 on Facebook. The back doors, second hand, there was £100 to £200. This is the old bathroom. And it did extend into the number 1, but when we sectioned it off, and same colour again, which is crazy, but what a glow up. It's a wet room, power shower, LED light, mirror with a sink. I guarantee someone's going to be bonking on that sink. It's the right height, and we have a bet, me and Dave, of how long that's going to last on the wall. So don't be doing it if you're watching this, because that'll be a big deposit. So full tiled wet room, corner toilet. Here we have the uplighting on the stairs, a really cool feature I wanted in my personal house, but we've got it in this one. Spotlights in the ceiling. Electrician core hold a few wrong ones, so that was a bit of a pain patching that up. These things happen. And we have the exposed wooden beams upstairs. They look absolutely awesome. Oversprayed on them, that was a big mistake, but wire brushed them, spent probably 2 weeks tarting them up, and we've finished them off in a brushed satin varnish. They look fantastic. That's like an old scaffold board going lengthways. Kept a lot of the old nails in, just hammered them in flat. And this is the before. So as you can see, the ceilings are quite low, very claustrophobic. And look how bright and airy it is now. It looks awesome. As you can see, wired smoke alarms all fitted throughout. Full building regs compliant with holiday lets. We've got really cool bedside lights, which you can switch on as and when you're in bed. We've gone for the Milex ceramic heating. Really energy efficient, very easy to use. The property is super insulated throughout. PIR, we've got the TLX silver roofing foil, and it just does not need much to heat. My idea with the LED uplight, I tried to get as many features as I could, and I'm quite happy with that. So this is the kiddies room, and it's quite a decent sized space. Very warm and cozy, nice new carpets fitted throughout by Star Carpets. It's quite light and airy. We've got the colouring desk, laptop space with wood storage, and it's quite a compact design. It's very airy, and we're thinking we're going to get a 3/4 bed and a single bed. So yeah, smart telly on the wall and possibly like a console for rainy days. This is what it used to look like at the back. You can see the big overgrown tree, the old oil tank that was there, very run down. Cleared it all out, chopped the tree, and the digger work begins. So it's never had any work on it. It was never level. It was just basically just an old cottage left to rot. So the glow up at the back is something quite special. It looks really, really good at night, very chilled out. We've gone for like the Love Island theme. All these gates Dave's made, pub bench, the low maintenance patio and slate. This gate that Dave has designed, it's fantastic. I've not seen this design done before. Cameron painted it in grey, a couple of coats, and it looks fantastic. So back to the front, and we have Paul's place. And these half lantern lights look really, really nice at night. Very in keeping with the cottage style, and the slate plinths, fantastic. This is what it used to look like at the beginning. You can see the wall hasn't gone through yet. The carpets look fantastic. The wood panelling above, that got ripped out quite soon. The whole of two houses, there was MDF on top of, cardboard. There was loads of mess. We started the knock through. See, taking down that load bearing wall was some task. You can see the old scaffold boards drilled in, braced with the strong boys, and working throughout the night. Not quite night, but it was dark nights back then. This is the rear wall that we had to take down. Behind that was the old oil boiler, and we was going to just square off the house. So digging those footings was an absolute nightmare. Oh, it's so muddy, and you can see the caravans in the back. It was just awful. Very hard digging through that clay and taking down that wall with the window behind. I was hitting it with a sledgehammer and it was bouncing back, but we got there in the end. It came down, all structurally, put together. We got our first few trench block in, concrete block, single skin of brick, and making plenty of progress. So the amount of stone, I have to say, that came out of these houses was something unreal. All of the inside of the fireplaces were piled up. You can see Dave there building up the second layer of block, and just in keeping, we're going to render it. So fully blocked up, we've got our rafters going across. It was a proper job, so everything in terms of it being bolted down, all the joist hangers, concrete block in there, and we've got our openings, so we've got our triple RSJ bolted together. Another glimpse of the caravan in the garden. I just don't miss that, and we would never do that again. Dave working on the rear dormers, absolutely did not enjoy this throughout the winter. So cold and blustery. And this just speaks 1,000 words. In terms of mess, you got rat runs in terms of big boulders. We got the rock crusher in, and the Anglesey tool hire was a lifesaver. That rock crusher did some fantastic work. So loud, it was deafening. I had to get some ear defenders. But in total, I reckon there was about 25 tonne there crushed, and we built our pad off that. And it was quite surprising, really, because we actually needed just a little bit more to finish it off. Dave up there working on the roof, and yeah, some long days working, many hours sacrificed, but progress was being made. It was so nice to get, just a lick of paint on there to see it coming to life. And day by day, you're going home, you're knackered, and like I said, the end result, so impressed with that fireplace. The slate plinth on this one, number 1, is slightly bigger. Blue theme inside and out again, very contemporary, very stylish. Wicks Orlando kitchen fitted, and it's just a really compact kitchenette, open space living. I really like the wood spindles on the stairs going up. Integrated oven and hob, purchased really cheap on Facebook Marketplace. We got those for best part of 80 quid each. Fantastic deal. It was like X display. Dave and his genius ideas of having a breakfast bar table. So yeah, heads on pillows, bums on seats. Suitable for 4 people. We've got all mod cons throughout the house. It's really updated. Beautiful skylight. Really light. On a summer's day, it's fantastic. Lets loads of light in where it was really dark at the beginning. And yeah, Dave come up with this fantastic idea of doing like an MDF mural. So we did this frame because next door there is a window where this one there isn't. This seat will be definitely the only one in Anglesey, and it is called a chaise longue. It's a French seat, and it's just somewhere you can kind of relax. We'll probably put some foam on there with make a cushion, and you can just chill in the summer. Different places to sit around the house. Beautiful bathroom, so power shower, sink, corner toilet, very compact. Wet room with a LED lighting mirror, and just finish it off with a handheld hairdryer. So yeah, really happy with the tiles there with them B&Q. The floor ones were really nice. We've got the LED up lighting strip. Idea come from myself. Just try and fit as much quirky features in as you can. More grafting with the rafters. Looking very nice indeed. They're just a mirror image. These two together, just, yeah. So nice and quirky. We've got storage up above, and then with the telly being on the wall there, we've just got to make amendments for the door stop so it doesn't open into the TV. But we'll probably get like a 32-inch. They're only small rooms, so we don't want to go too crazy. You've got your full-length wardrobe, and on the back of the doors and on the front of the doors we're going to have mirrors. So beautiful bedside lamps. My picture that I got for a £5 at the car boot. getting super deals, and this is the kids' room and what it once was. So a very basic bathroom. Surprisingly never used it, even though it was really dirty at the beginning. We was going to. But yeah, just a really handy, useful space. More wired smoke alarms for the building regs and the holiday lets. We've got wired Cat 6 cables coming to each telly. And just, yeah, you can see some of these joists and purlins. Although they were sprayed with the woodworm treatment, they've dried out since. But you can still tell, and it's a good effect. So this is a really good before and after glow up. I mean, wow. I mean, you can't compare. It's night and day. It's brilliant, literally. So pub benches, nice seating. We're going to have 2 cool hot tubs in there. And another before and after. This was even before the fencing was installed in between. And there we have it. So wall heaters will be going on, and you'll be able to sit out there in the cooler evenings. You know, will it be including like blankets and that type of thing, and just furnishing it to top tier spec so you get the best clientele. And by God, look at some of those rocks. You see that Goliath in the background just below where my chin is? That is some weight. I think at some point I'm going to have to like sign it and etch my name into it, because so much work and passion has gone into that wall to make it look like it's always been there. And yeah, the Anglesey flag flying high. You've got good room there for 2 car park spaces. It's always congested at the front, and on a weekend, by God, you're lucky to even get a space. So that's really helped out. It's helped the neighbours out. Over here to the left hand side, we're thinking of having like a bit of a shed, summer house. This is the final takedown of the fencing. So yeah, it marks a momentous occasion. Just a lot of heartache and stress has gone into that. But yeah, it looks fantastic. Really, really happy with the result. That's the perfect example of a beautiful sunny day in Anglesey. And yeah, that was literally last moments leaving. Nearly shed a tear, but the last few materials, tools being loaded, taken away. So yeah, next door have some tropical plants, which I like, and I'm going to continue that theme in the garden. We've got plenty space, so we're going to have like a communal area where you can have, you know, a bit of a pergola, something like that, where you can just chill out and have, you know, a beer, maybe like a fire pit. You can get these like smokeless fire pits now, which are quite smart. A lot of woodwork gone involved here, so all fence panels painted grey, Dave's quirky steps design, and the rockery. I'm thinking maybe infill that with soil or slate. A car parking space. Monitoring this area, so we're going to have like CCTV all the way around the property. We'll get like a ring floodlight camera at the back. And doorbells at the front, and a few inside, that type of thing, facing outwards. But yeah, for all that stress involved, it's turned out really well. I'm really happy with the result. We just need to kind of, you know, get some climbing plants on get a bit of greenery in. And yeah, that is literally the end of the road. So a very short drive, you just pull in and happy days, you know. Solar powered LED light bulbs, 15 quid, 18 quid from Costco. Very good quality, and quite impressed. They give a bit of an ambiance and nice atmosphere vibe to the garden. So yeah, in general, very pleased. We've just got a few bags of slate to put in there, and yeah, that is the back of the house finished. So yeah, quite impressed with it. A lot of work's gone into it, and yeah, me proud as punch. 3 lions for an Anglesey flag, you'll never see that. But yeah, when it's flying, it's really cool. I know we had a post which I seen today in the community group, and someone on a walk took a picture of all the flags, and that was on there. But yeah, we'll probably mix it up. We'll probably get some. We'll definitely get a Welsh dragon on there. I think you only leave them up in the, kind of March to October. It's going to be like really windy, and they'll just not last throughout winter, but a really nice cool feature. So this is the outbuilding and everything that goes along with it. So studding out for the side ginnel where our bins will go. Starting to paint. Dave's done his quirky rendering with the stone. We've got some lighting at the back, nicely painted. Low maintenance patio, along with some eco drainage. We'll get a few plants in there, a nice heater with a bench, and that is going to be something really special for us to enjoy. So the roof, this was the old Semtex roof, which we replaced with steel box section roofing and guttering. Really sleek design. I will mention that there is some rust developing, which we were going to get a special spray the roof and just wash it off. It's just all the little filings that kind of are in the air, and then when it rains it oxidizes and rusts, so we're going to sort that out. Internal, as I see this and commenting, it's really quite special how far this has come. So the internal, you can see, got the damp proof course going in, we've got the visqueen underneath, and we've got the studded out flooring to level it all off. Got the first fix plumbing. We will make slight amendments and we won't do push fit again, but C24 triple bolted joists for the flooring, all building regs. Good grief, the amount of plasterboards, PIR boards that I carried about is something unreal. So plastering, skimming, and this is the balustrade that we used above, and you can see that now we've had a piece of glass installed along with bedside lights, and really, really cool. So this chandelier, this modern style chandelier, was something we had in our living room, but since converted, so we've made full use of that. You can get them from Dunelm, they're really, really nice. And we've got the glass panel in there, so for safety. It also lets loads of light in. We've got LED light strips going over the roof. Another nice tiled food preparation area. And we've got a log burner which will be going in at some point. So yeah, these things have to be installed with heat-ass, and that'll be really cool. It's going to be so cozy. I'm going to be really enjoy that. Cannot wait. So yeah, furnishing to go. So this includes like sink, microwave. One thing I will mention is the cookie jars. I quite like the ceramic cookie jars, which you can find on eBay. Super cheap, but they're very, very cool. Little nice features. The wet room bathroom is perfect size, nicely fitted units, beautiful tiles. The grey goes with the marble. It's like a Manhattan grey grout, power shower again, and it's really, really nice. I don't know how many times I can keep saying it. I'm just in amazement of how far we've come, and it's so cool looking back. I mean, I'd be really, really happy going on holiday there. Upstairs, we've gone with a quirky design for. It's mainly for like the kids. We're going to get like a 3/4 above. So as the stairs go up, you've got a loft hatch, soft closing hinges on a gas strut. You'll have a telly up there. You've got an up and down light, plug sockets, storage in the corner of the rafters, and the skylight is so nice. I'm telling you, on a clear day when you're looking out there at night time, you'll definitely do some stargazing. So a very quirky, cool feature that actually called a crog, and it's a traditional Welsh loft room. That's the definition of a crog den. So yeah, I can't wait to take my daughter there. She's gonna absolutely love it. So we've got like beds, things to furnish, TVs, cooking, kitchen utensils, you name it. Many trips to IKEA. We're going for like a high medium finish. So yeah, very excited to progress. And here we have the night time. It's all lit up, beautifully done. And that summarises exactly how I'm feeling. But yeah, really, really happy. So, in general, the village that we're in Brinchenkin, has been really nice, very welcoming in total. We have issues, everyone has issues, everyone's got a problem with someone, but at the end of the day, just doing a job. You can't please everyone, and but the general consensus is, and the way I look at it is, the majority of people are good. You'll always get one or two. I think the negative impact people have sometimes is more profound than good, and it can sometimes outweigh that, and it's a bit disappointing really, because I just want to mention a few people and thank yous, and I've got my phone handy for this because I don't want to forget anyone. But first off, really, when it comes to the area, is I've dropped on two of the best neighbours you could possibly ask for, and they were either side, and it was such a welcoming relief that they embraced us with open arms. They literally could not do enough. Like, so I tell you all the time, but thank you for everything that you've done. You're like a bit of a guardian angel, honestly. The depths of winter to summer, baking, coming around with meals and just general checking up. Are you okay? Can I do anything? And it works both ways. I'm really blown away, and same again with next door, Tanya and Bob. Bob's just pulling up actually. Really, really nice, genuinely nice people, and I just, yeah, thank you very much for being nice. So the rest of the thank yous is Anne, little old Welsh lady, tells you straight exactly how it is. Really, really nice person. Dave, goes without saying, Dave has been a bit of a rock. He's pushed through. He's impressed me by far. He's never done a project on this scale before. and his craftsmanship is second to none. Danny, my wife, she's done, we'll just go in here, it's a bit quieter. So my wife Danny has been working in the background tirelessly, and it's difficult, you know, I'm away, she's got kids to manage, a house to run, house to clean, a business to run, managing another employee, and yeah, and listening to me complaining because it comes with some weight. It's not been easy. But yeah, Steve and Tony, the plasterers, absolute crackpots, but they bailed us out the shit big time. When we had plasterers come, they took the piss. They did 1 or 2 rooms in a week, and we was on track for having like a £6 job. It came in at 4.5 grand, but it'd have been less than that if we'd have had those in. So trial and error, you're gonna get some shirkers, but it's spotting it, catching it in the bud. Dave spotted it first, and I think he'll make a cracking foreman on the next project. So yeah, Matty and Jake, we've just had them in. They've done the electrics. I can't say any more. Honestly, they've done a mega job. Very disappointed with the other electrician, not going into it, but craftsmanship, very good. Attitude, won't have him ever again. Very disappointed. Left us in the shit big time. My friends and my uncle. So our Uncle Gary has been one of my biggest supporters doing this. He's always rooting for me. I'm just happy to have one of my family members pat me on the back as I go along. I know I've got a brother, Ben. He's a good lad. He's funny, but he's an Exeter, so you know I can't really expect him to keep coming up. But anyway, yeah, cheers Gary for all your help and advice. Friends, Paul, Graham, Kev and Adam, your advice has been invaluable the whole journey. I've come to you with many issues, been a good moral compass, guided me in the right direction and checked up on me when I was at my most low. Yeah, it's not nice to have people plotting against you. It's disgusting if I'm honest, but keeping a cool head and taking good advice, having a good core group of mates around you is so important. And those that have put the neck out and stuck it out and been with me through this journey, I don't forget it, and it's all coming round. It's all going to come round back to you, and I really do appreciate it. So a few can't really say people, but Anglesey Council have been brilliant throughout. The Highways Agency ironed out everything with the whole fiasco at the back. Like I said, we knew from the beginning, the get-go, exactly what we couldn't do. Clarification only confirmed it, and yeah, it was just nice to draw a line in the sand. If we couldn't do it, we wouldn't have done it, but we could, so we did. So yeah, Gareth at Building Control, Gareth, my bridging broker, Elysium, the bridging lender, and Ben, the mortgage advisor. I couldn't have done this without you. You're in the corner, you're getting paid, I get it, but you're very good at your job, and it's having that community, it's having a team, a power team in the background, knowing that, right, I've got this issue this week, this issue that week, we can work around that, we can do this, we can finance it that way. There's so much involved in just not only a renovation, but to fund it and finance it. It's a lot. So yeah, my investors, Gary and Pat, you bailed me out the shit big time, and yeah, when I couldn't afford plasterers, you know, when they wanted paying, you stepped up. You've helped me big time. Graham, I couldn't have done this without Graham. At the very beginning, I had an investor who was going to work with me, pulled out last minute, almost sabotaged the whole complete buying process, put me off it. And one good piece of advice I will give you is never take advice from someone who isn't doing what you want to do or isn't in a better situation than you are yourself. I was taking bad advice from the wrong people, and that almost sabotaged it. But Graham stepped in when I needed him to, and he helped me, and no one else could or would. Dave's been an investor. Dave's seen how much work, effort, how much was on the line. I've got my house on the line for this. If things go wrong, I've lost this, I've lost my house. But there's plans, there's procedures, there's things in place where if things go wrong, which they can do, there's something in place. We've always got a backup. My mate Paul, best mate Paul, he's helped me out. I needed a bit of cash. I just, like you said, this whole thing, you can go fast on your own, or you can go far together. I've got these people involved for a reason. They could help. They're unbiased. But yeah, no, I really do appreciate all the help. And yeah, these last few days we couldn't have done it without Cameron. I had to pick him up last minute, and like you said, never a complaint, and good worker. So yeah, pretty proud of Cameron. He's recording it, so it's a bit awkward, but yeah. Yeah, and to all my subscribers, so every one of you guys that has come on this journey and progressed with me somewhat a little bit green, not actually knowing what's right, what's wrong, a lot of your input has been incorporated, and it's created something fantastic. So all your comments, people that have come out to meet me, people that are given gifts, I'm just overwhelmed. You know, I don't expect to get anything. It's started as an online CV. I could just go to a lender and say, I've done it, there's a proof, check it out. I didn't expect it to gain such traction. But yeah, and lastly, I'd like to thank me. So I'd like to thank me for never having a day off. I'd like to thank me for not quitting. I'd like to thank me for giving more than I've taken. And yeah, just incredibly proud of myself and what we've achieved. And it's only the start. I have this thing in my head where it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. This is, I could never sell it, basically. It's cost me too much of my time, and I know in future it'll get easier and easier. Plans in place, and yeah, so one last thing I'm going to leave you guys on, and it is giving back. So I have a bit of a surprise. And originally I tried to work with St David's Hospice. Now I've done a lot of charity work, and I've done a lot of fundraising, done a lot of running, half marathons, 10Ks, I've done 80s nights, disco balls, and the majority is for those that looked after my mum in the hospice, for Wigan and Lee Hospice. And I tried to work with a local hospice, St David's. Now I had the idea of respite, letting out these for so many days, weeks of the year. I tried to do like maybe 10. I proposed an idea and it didn't quite work out because when patients are admitted to hospices, it's almost the last days. It's a bit sad really. but it just didn't work for that reason. Now, the other idea I had is, and I'm working on it, I'm working with them, is the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So kids, last wish, families that go through trauma, I know it all too well, and I'd like to give something back to the community for my own mission, selfless purpose. And I think, you know what, it fits in, it ties in. You know, it's quirky, it'd be a nice relaxing break. I'm going to kit it all out. It's all about the kids. You know, the outbuilding, the upstairs, the consoles, it's really close to the beach. It's dead chilled out, you've got a hot tub, garden parties. I want to do something, so that is my mission. That's a part of the living, forgiving mission. I tried to do it at the beginning, and it never worked because I never had nothing. I never had any money to give. I could only fundraise. But now I'm building something. I've got something. I'd rather have a mission and a purpose. Although I love doing property, at the end of it, it's work. Yeah, I'm going to make decent money on it. If it didn't make money, I wouldn't do it. But it's not about money at this point. I've got enough, I can get by, I've got a job, I'm doing something I like, I'm self-employed, that's enough for me. But if I can make an impact on people's lives, do something good, that's my mission. So, at the end of building completion, this is it. I hope you've enjoyed everything so far. And it's a bit fucking emotional, if I'm honest, because although I'm not quite finished, we've still got furnishing to do. It's a fucking relief. So please feel free to like, share and subscribe. Any comments, I'll reply to each one, and have a fantastic day.